Hello. Today I am Dr. Gunamani Rabha, Assistant Professor, and Dr. Baneswar Boro, Associate Professor, Department of Anatomy, Diffu Medical College, going to make a video regarding the concept of spinal cord, spinal nerves, all these things. So the concept of spinal cord and spinal nerves, we're going to show you the actual spinal cord and nerves along with the models. So all models. Now this is the spinal cord.
So this is the back of the vertebral column. The spines are removed. Here the spines are removed. So after removal of the spine, this is the dura mater. This is the dura mater. So this is the meningeal dura mater. Can you see?
Yes.
This is the meningeal dura mater.
Yes.
Meningeal dura mater. Then this is the arachnoid mater. Can you see?
Yes.
This is the arachnoid mater.
Yes.
Then you see this is the spinal cord. So already we have seen this is the meningeal dura mater,
And arachnoid mater.
which is adherent with the arachnoid mater, this glistening membrane. Then this is the spinal cord. So this is the lower end of the spinal cord, which is known as the conus medullaris. And this pia mater extension is called filum terminali.
Yes.
This is filum terminali. And these are the spinal nerve. These are the tuft of spinal nerve, which is known as the
Coda equina.
coda equina. This is the tuft of spinal nerve. So the lower border of this spinal cord, I mean the conus medullaris, is at the level of the lower border of the lumbar one vertebra.
Lumbar one.
So you see, these are the spinal nerve. This is spinal nerve. So spinal nerve. So here you can see.
So that means these are all are the spinal nerves.
Spinal nerve root. These are called root of the spinal nerve. Can you see here? This is the root of the spinal nerves.
Okay.
So this is the root.
These are coming out.
So they are piercing. They are piercing the
Dura mater.
meningeal dura mater laterally.
Okay.
This is the root of the spinal nerve. So here you can see two roots. One is the ventral and one dorsal.
Yes.
Two root. Can you see? This is the root.
Yes.
This is the dorsal. As we are looking it dorsally, so this is the dorsal root, and this one is the ventral root. Can you focus it?
Yes.
Ventral and dorsal root. But after piercing, you see this is the intervertebral foramen. These are the intervertebral foramen. So at the level of this intervertebral foramen, this is the dorsal root ganglion.
Yes.
This one is dorsal root ganglion.
This one ganglion. No?
Yes, this is the ganglion, dorsal root ganglion. This one is also dorsal root ganglion.
Yes.
This one is also dorsal root ganglion. So this dorsal root ganglion is at the level of the intervertebral foramen.
Okay.
The intervertebral at the level of the intervertebral foramen. Okay. So after emerging through this intervertebral foramen, there will be ventral and dorsal ramus. So initially it is the root
part.
within the
Spinal inside the vertebral.
inside this covering of the dura mater. These are the roots.
Yes.
Roots, ventral root and dorsal root. So the level. So this level of this origin, the level of its origin, I mean the origin of this roots
Yes.
level is higher than its intervertebral foramen. So this numbering of the spinal nerve, numbering is at the level of the intervertebral foramen only. But its origin is higher up.
Yes.
Okay. So this is about the spinal cord, spinal nerves, meningeal dura mater, arachnoid mater.
Okay.
So here you cannot see the potential space between the arachnoid mater and meningeal dura mater.
Tightly adherent there, no?
It is tightly adherent. Adherent. So here you can see this glistening. This glistening.
Yes, glistening. It's a glistening.
Membrane is the arachnoid mater. Yeah. This one. This glistening membrane. Can you see?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. This is the arachnoid mater. This glistening membrane. So there is a potential space between this pia and arachnoid. Pia is adherent to the spinal cord.
Yes.
So there is a space subarachnoid space between pia and the arachnoid matter. Subarachnoid space containing the CSF.
Okay.
Okay, stop.
This is ventral
So the
side.
ventral side, this is the body of the vertebra, and these are the ribs.
Yes.
These are the ribs. So here, can you focus it? So this
Yeah,
is the
yeah.
sympathetic trunk.
White. This one.
This
Okay.
is the sympathetic trunk. This.
Just behind the membrane.
Yes.
Yes.
This is the
Sympathetic
pleura,
trunk.
parietal pleura.
Okay. This part is parietal pleura. Just behind the parietal pleura.
Pleura. Inside the parietal pleura, this is the sympathetic trunk. Okay. White. Yes, this one is
Both side. This is your sympathetic trunk.
sympathetic trunk. Okay.
Okay. This one is the sympathetic trunk. In both side.
Both side.
Let me see from the anterior view. Both side. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. This is Cunningham diagram.
So this is the diagram of a typical spinal nerve. So we are following this diagram. I have prepared this model following this diagram.
Okay.
So and this second diagram, can you focus it? This second diagram is the involvement of the sympathetic nervous system. Okay. Now come to this.
So this is the
So
model.
this is the model of a typical spinal nerve. So this part is called spinal cord. This is the spinal cord section.
Okay.
So this part is called gray matter and this part is called white matter. Gray matter is nothing but the collection of the cell bodies of the neuron, and this is the axons, ascending and descending axons. This is a white matter. So here in this gray matter, this is called anterior gray column. This part is called anterior gray column, and this is called posterior gray column.
And lateral horn also.
Yes, also, this is the lateral horn or lateral gray column. Okay. And this is the central canal. This is called central canal of the spinal nerve. Okay.
Okay.
So now come to this. This part is called ventral root or anterior root, and this is called dorsal root or posterior root. Okay. And this is called dorsal root ganglion. This is called dorsal root ganglion. So the difference between ganglion and nuclei. Nuclei is collection of cell bodies inside the brain and spinal cord. That is called nuclei.
That means inside CNS, this is nucleus.
Inside the brain and spinal cord, collection of the cell bodies is called nuclei. So outside the brain, the collection of cell bodies of the neurons are called ganglion. So this is called dorsal root ganglion.
That means ganglion is the PNS, peripheral nervous system.
Yes. So you see this dorsal root ganglion, actually it is shown in the dorsal root. This dorsal root ganglion, but practically this dorsal root ganglion is at the level of the intervertebral foramen. So this is the difference between the real specimen and this book diagram dorsal root ganglion. So in the book, for simplify it, so this dorsal root ganglion is shown in the dorsal root. Okay. But in real in our real body, this dorsal root ganglion is at the level of the intervertebral foramen. So this is the difference between the book and the specimen or our human body. Okay. So this is the ventral root and this is the dorsal root. Okay. And this part is called trunk. This part is called trunk. So this trunk is at the level of the intervertebral foramen.
Yes.
Okay. Intervertebral foramen. Then this is the ventral ramus. This is the ventral ramus and this is called dorsal ramus. Okay. Ventral ramus and dorsal ramus. Now come to this one. This is called sympathetic ganglion. This is called sympathetic ganglion.
Yes.
This part is called white rami communicans, and this is called gray rami communicans.
Yes.
Okay. So this is the anterior side. This is the anterior side. This is the posterior side.
Yes.
Anteriorly, this part is called anterior horn or anterior gray column.
Yes. Anterior gray column.
So this is the anterior gray column. This anterior gray column is bigger than the posterior gray column or posterior horn. This is anterior horn. This is posterior horn. So this is the collection of the cell bodies of the motor neurons. This anterior horn or this anterior gray column is the collection of cell bodies of the motor neuron. So from this motor neuron cell body, there will be the axons. So these axons will travel along the ventral root. This is the ventral root. So these axons, not only one axon, collection of axons will form the ventral root. So this ventral root will come up to this trunk. So this is the trunk. From this trunk, these axons, this motor axons will be divided along the ventral ramus and dorsal ramus. So in this way, these axons arising from this anterior horn will supply the muscles.
From the anterior also and also posterior side also.
No. So only from this
Anterior part
this
which are
is
going
the
anterior.
motor neuron cell bodies are in the anterior gray column. So these are the axons. These
Up
axons
to the
will-
trunk, that means these are only motor. Then after that, when they come
after
to
the trunk they will be divided into two halves. Anterior halves will supply the anterior body muscle. Posterior half will supply the posterior body muscles. Now come to this. This is the dorsal root ganglion. So this dorsal root ganglion is the collection of cell bodies of the sensory neurons.
only
Okay.
sensory.
So this part is called peripheral process and this part is called central process.
Yes.
Okay, central process. Though this peripheral process,
That means only the afferent part will come to this way.
yeah. So these peripheral process are coming along the ventral ramus and dorsal ramus,
dorsals.
carrying the senses of our body. Yes,
That means from ventral side also, from the dorsal side also, they will join to the
yes.
trunks. Then after that, after only they will go towards the dorsal side.
Dorsal side forming the dorsal root.
Okay.
And this is also known as a peripheral process.
Okay.
Now from this cell body, the central process will go towards the posterior gray column or posterior horn.
Okay.
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 So this is the ventral root, dorsal root, trunk, ventral ramus, and dorsal ramus. Okay.
Okay.
So this is about the typical spinal nerve. Okay.
Okay.
Now come to the involvement of autonomic nervous system. I mean the sympathetic nervous system. So this is the lateral horn.
Yes.
In this lateral horn, there will be the cell bodies of the sympathetic neurons. Cell bodies of sympathetic neuron. That is the lateral horn. Okay. Lateral horn. So this lateral horn is only present at the level of the thoracic 1 to lumbar to spinal cord.
Yes.
Spinal cord.
Yes.
Spinal nerve. ठीक है सर?
Okay. Not everywhere. Only in this part.
Only this spinal nerve. Only in this spinal cord where the thoracic 1 spinal nerve and up to the lumbar 2 spinal nerve attachment of the spinal cord.
That means there only this part we will get the lateral horn.
Yes, lateral horn is the collection of the cell bodies of the sympathetic neuron present in the spinal cord where thoracic 1 to lumbar 2 spinal nerves are attached to the spinal cord. Okay. So this is the lateral horn. So from this lateral horn, there will be the axons. There will be the axons arising from the lateral horn that is called preganglionic fiber.
Yes.
ठीक है सर?
Okay.
So you see this red color is the red color. Can you see?
Yes.
This red
This
color
is red
where?
color. Yeah.
So this red color where is nothing but the axons.
Yes.
Axons arising from this lateral horn. So this lateral horn is the collection of cell bodies of this sympathetic neuron. So from this lateral horn there will be arising of this. This is the preganglionic fiber.
That means they are coming through the anterior
root or ventral root.
Ventral root.
Huh?
Okay. They are not going through this dorsal root?
No. So this is the only preganglionic fiber. I mean the axon of this sympathetic neuron lying in the lateral horn. So they will travel along the ventral root. Then it will reach the trunk. So from the trunk it will travel along the ventral ramus. ठीक है सर?
Okay.
So after a short distance, this preganglionic fiber.
They are not going to the dorsal side first?
No dorsal side, only ventral side, ventral ramus. So it will travel small distance, then this preganglionic fiber will leave this ventral ramus. It will come medially to this sympathetic chain or sympathetic ganglion. Okay. ঠিক আছে? Okay. So this preganglionic fiber is also known as white ramus communicans. Ramus communication or white rami communicans. Okay. So it is known as white because it is myelinated.
Myelinated, that's why it looks like white.
Yes, this preganglionic fiber is myelinated, that's why it is called white ramus communicans, and it is also known as preganglionic because this is the sympathetic ganglion. So before ganglion, that's why it is called preganglionic.
This is up to that part.
Up to that part. This is up to this ganglion. That's why it is called preganglion. Okay. So this preganglionic fiber is nothing but the axons of the sympathetic neuron cell bodies lying in the lateral horn of the spinal cord. Okay. Now see, this is the sympathetic ganglion. This is also collection of cell bodies of the sympathetic neuron. Okay. Sympathetic neuron cell bodies collection. That's why it is called ganglion. Okay. So this is the second order neuron. First order neuron. This one is the first order neuron.
Yes.
First order neuron is in the lateral horn of the spinal cord. First order. So as these axons cannot reach the target organ, so there will be involvement of the second order neuron. So this is the cell body lying in the sympathetic ganglion. It is also known as sympathetic ganglion. Okay. So this ganglion will make chain. In our next step, we will show the chain. So from this ganglion, there will be again arising of these axons. So these axons will form this.
This will be the postganglionic fiber.
Yes, postganglion. This is the postganglionic fiber. So these postganglionic fibers are also known as gray rami communicants because it is not myelinated. This one is not myelinated, so it is the gray rami communicants. So these gray rami communicants will join the trunk. So from this trunk, so they will be divided in two halves along the ventral ramus and dorsal ramus.
Dorsal will go to dorsal side, ventral will go ventral side, definitely.
Okay. So this is called postganglionic. After this ganglion, that's why it is called postganglionic.
Yes.
So it was the preganglionic.
Up to the sympathetic.
Yes, up to the sympathetic ganglion.
This is known as the
arising from this lateral horn, it is called preganglionic, and this one is called postganglionic.
Yes.
Okay. So although here is a simple model showing only this
two-dimensional. This one.
Two-dimensional only showing the white and gray rami. In our next step, we will show the ascending and descending fiber. I mean the sympathetic.
So this is another model.
This is the sympathetic chain. This is the right and this is the right. This side is the right, and this is the left. Sympathetic chain. Okay.
Yes.
Sympathetic chain of ganglion. These are the ganglions. Okay. Ganglions. So at the level of this. This cervical level, upper first part of the cervical.
So it definitely this one will be extend from the base of the skull. Yes,
base of the skull. At the level of the base of skull, this is the upper end of the sympathetic chain.
Okay.
Then in the bottom, at the level of the coccyx, at the level of the coccyx, this right and left sympathetic chain will meet. At the level of the coccyx, that is called ganglion impar. It is called ganglion impar.
All are paired. This one is impaired. That's why impar. Okay.
Impar. So here focus it. So this is sympathetic ganglion. So these are the white. This is the medially. This is the gray ramus communicans.
Medial side. That means this one. This one will be the
gray ramus communicans.
Yes. This one. Gray ramus.
So laterally you see this is the white ramus communicans.
Yes, they are the white
ramus communicans. So it is only available between the thoracic 1 to lumbar 2 spinal nerve.
Only in this part they are available.
This is the white
White
tremor.
rami. White rami is only available in this area.
Yes.
Okay.
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 So now come to this model. So already we have discussed.
Yes.
So this is the spinal cord.
Yes.
This is the spinal cord. Is the gray matter and this is the white matter.
Yes.
Okay. This is the, suppose this is the thoracic one. Suppose this is thoracic one.
Okay.
Now.
Okay.
Thoracic one. So this thoracic one is carrying the preganglionic fiber.
Okay. Up to
Arising
this.
from this lateral horn.
Yeah. Yeah.
Preganglionic or white rami communicants. So it will go to the trunk.
Yes.
Okay, from this trunk it will go along the ventral ramus, then it will come medially, as which is known as the white ramus communicants. Okay. Now these axons, these preganglionic fibers, not a single fiber. There are a group of fibers. So this preganglionic fiber will travel in four manner. That is called these axons or fibers will. Some fibers
After coming to this ganglion.
Yeah, after
coming to this ganglion.
reaching this ganglion, some axons will synapse with this ganglion.
Okay.
This is called axosomatic synapse.
Okay.
Some axons will ascend. To synapse with the upper ganglion. This is sympathetic chain.
Yes.
The sympathetic chain of ganglion.
Yes.
So the ganglion of the sympathetic chain.
Yes.
So some fiber will ascend.
Yes.
Ascend to synapse with the upper ganglion.
Yes.
Okay. Then some fiber will descend.
Some fiber descend also
to the synapse with the lower ganglion.
Okay.
So fourth one will come medially. Without synapsing, some fiber will come medially to synapse with the prevertebral ganglions. Okay.
That means this one is not synapses in this
These fibers
ganglion.
are not synapsing here.
And
they are
directly it's coming
medially to the other sympathetic ganglion present in front of the aorta.
They are known as the prevertebral.
Prevertebral ganglion.
Okay.
So these are the four fats of this preganglionic fiber.
Yes. First one ascending. First one ascending.
Is synapsing with the same level ganglion.
Okay. First one ascending.
Then
So it may be synapse in that level, in the same level in the ganglion.
Yes.
And second one is going upward,
upper side
upper.
to synapse with
The second things. Then third one.
Third one descend.
This one maybe goes towards the descent part below
Fourth
the
one
level.
will come medially.
Fourth one will come to the medially
To
to
synapse
the
with the
prevertebral ganglion.
ganglion. Okay. So this is the four fats of this preganglionic fiber or white rami communicants. Now come to four fats of the postganglionic fiber. So this is the suppose thoracic one.
This one
thoracic ganglion. So this is the suppose postganglionic fiber. This postganglionic fiber will go as a gray rami communicants to the trunk. From the trunk they will be divided into two halves. Anterior half will travel along the ventral ramus.
Then
And this posterior half will travel
this
along
one is posteriorly. Yes.
dorsal ramus. Okay. Then some fiber will ascend.
Yes.
Then some fiber will descend.
Yes.
And some fiber will come medially to supply the viscera.
Yes.
So these are the four fats of the
Postganglionic.
fiber. Now suppose you see this is the thoracic one.
Yes.
Thoracic one. So above the thoracic one there will be 8 cervical spinal nerve. Okay.
Yes.
So here you see this is the what? This is the sympathetic ganglion.
Yes.
So this sympathetic ganglion is not connected with the lateral horn of this cervical spinal cord.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I mean this ventral root. Here this ventral root is not having the preganglionic fiber. Okay.
Yes.
This ventral root is not having the preganglionic fiber. So to this ganglion, this ascending preganglionic fiber will connect this upper 8 cervical spinal nerves. Okay.
Yes.
So after connection with this ganglion, this postganglionic fiber will come to the trunk. From the trunk they will be divided into anterior and posterior half. Anterior half will be
Coming to
traveling
the
along the
anterosegment.
ventral ramus, and posterior half will be traveling along the dorsal ramus.
Dorsal ramus.
Okay, so in this way, this ascending preganglionic fiber from the thoracic one spinal nerve will connect the entire upper 8 cervical spinal nerve. Sympathetic connection. Okay.
Yes, yes.
Suppose now this is the lumbar 2. Suppose this is the lumbar 2 spinal nerve. So
Yes.
below the lumbar 2, the entire lumbar and sacral spinal nerve will be connected
Through this way.
through
same
this
manner. Descending way.
preganglionic fiber. So this
Okay.
descending preganglionic fiber will synapse with these ganglions of the sympathetic chain below the lumbar 2. So in this way, the entire spinal nerve will be connected
With the
with
sympathetic
this
chain.
sympathetic nervous system.
Yes.
So this is about the typical spinal nerve, spinal cord, spinal nerves, and this sympathetic chain, sympathetic ganglions,
Yes.
a gray rami communicants, white rami communicants. So here you see the cervical, 8 cervical spinal nerves are not having the white rami communicants. Below the lumbar 2, entire spinal nerves below lumbar 2 are not connected with the white rami communicants.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So this is about our
Concept. Actually, this is the concept of the spinal
Spinal
cord
nerve.
and all the spinal nerves.
yes.
Hope students will benefit from this
Understand?
video.
So
Yeah,
if
definitely.
any query, you will again communicate with us. We'll try to make other videos also.
Thank you so much.